So that was Hot Topic by Latigra. And the reason why I played that song is because this show is all about performance art, and specifically performance art that deals with issues of gender and sexuality and queerness. So the lyrics in that song draw on inspiring figures from art, film, literature, music, and a lot of people who influence young artists such as Riot Grrrls with their play on femininity and queerness. And I'm going to talk about some cool artists today that I've come across recently and some pieces that they've done. I think performance art is really, really cool, and I wish I had known I was into it earlier on, because my senior capstone professor, Ryan Murphy, is really, really wonderful in the ways that he brings artists into our discussions, connecting their work to different movements that we're talking about and things that were going on around the same time. So like for the women's liberation movement, for example, some female artists started using performance art as a mode of resistance. Performance art kind of steps away from the traditional modes of art to rejuvenate artist work and create new avenues for sharing ideas and getting people to think. And a lot of performance art focuses on the body as a part of the art process and as the piece itself, and it becomes a mode for political expression through the body. Action art is another way that this has been described, and it often has political motivations. Like for feminism, what many would say, like second wave feminism, performance art was used as a way to counter presentations and expectations for females' bodies and sexuality. And female artists often dealt with issues that male counterparts didn't really need to go into at the times, and still. So I think that performance art is a really cool thing, and I've been doing some research recently, and there's some crazy things that people are doing and some really cool things. And so I'm going to share a little bit with you today about some things that I found. But right now, let's stop and listen to a song. I haven't played Sleater Kinney in a while, so I'm going to play a song called Get Up. So here's Sleater Kinney.
Piece, but like a whole fucking star.
So that was Sleater Kinney with Get Up. So back to my conversations about performance art. Around the women's liberation movement, there were artists like Hannah Wilke who brought forth some of the first work using vaginal imagery, which was super controversial at the time. She has a photo series, actually, of her body covered in these tiny sculptures of vulvas made out of chewing gum. And in another piece, she does super T art. She criticizes like traditional Christian attitudes toward women as she displays herself as a female Christ. Another artist that came to my attention in my senior capstone is Carolee Schneeman. She works with different disciplines, but one of her most famous pieces is called Interior Scroll, and she stands naked. She stood naked in an art space and pulled a scroll from her vagina and read from it, and she read different words like passionate, sensitive, all these things that were kind of deemed, you could say that were deemed feminine, and people say that she was reading different criticisms of her work, of her like films that she's made, things like that, and they were all like kind of stereotypically feminine things, but she's had different things of what she said those words were about, but she actually used her physical body as a site of performance and also like the source for the text, which I think is kind of cool. Music is also an incredible form of performance art, which is why I'm so into the work that all these bands have done. And I'm going to play a song by this band that I think have a very cool sound. This is a twee pop band that was formed around the same time as Huggy Bear. So they're British, and they went on tour with them a lot, and on tour with a lot of other bands like Bikini Kill, and they're called Heavenly. I'm going to play you two songs. One is called Atta Girl, and the other is called Punk Girl. So here is Heavenly.
People say she's bad, but they don't see the way she is with me. P is for the paper away. She makes me feel Sunday. U is for utopia. The appetite to cry. N is for the new age dreams she had back in her teens. K is for the kids in her. My PPAK is honest and kind, but in a way that people see as telling lies and being mean. She has thousands of dreams, but what they are I'll never know. I hope I figure in them though. I don't care if they can see just how great that guy can be, but I wish she'd find a way to act well for just one day. I don't mind if they can't see just how much she means to me. I still know what I will say if that girl comes my way. P is for the paper away. She makes me feel Sundays. U is for utopia. The apple times with her. A is for the new age dreams she had back in her teens. K is for the kids in her. My PPAK. It's hardened to heart and softness hidden from the world, but almost ready to unfurl. She tries so hard to change, but something always happens too. Say that it's too hard to do. I don't care if they can see just how great that girl can be, but I wish she'd find a way to act well for just one day. I don't mind if they can see just how much she means to me. I still know what I will say if that girl comes my way. P is for the paper away. She makes me feel Sundays. U is for utopia. The apple times with her. A is for the new age dreams she had back in her teens. K is for the kids in her.
Hello, everybody. I'm back. That was Heavenly with Atta Girl and PUNK Girl, Punk Girl. So two other groups that I've talked about before in my shows were the Guerrilla Girls and Act Up. The Guerrilla Girls were a huge influence on Riot Grrrls, actually, and they came together in about 1985, and they hope to challenge male dominance in the visual arts. They're an anonymous group that all wear gorilla masks and do guerrilla activism. They describe themselves as a terrorist subversive organization, and that's in quotes. One of the Guerrilla Girls had said, quote, "We tend to shock people with the information that we give them. In no other profession in Western culture, medicine, Wall Street, whatever, are women as badly discriminated against as they are in the visual arts. Painting has traditionally been a heroic male activity, for example. There is potentially more money in art than any other field, and the boys want to keep it all for themselves. There's not enough of a historical precedent to allow women to participate." Unquote. One of their staple projects is the campaigns that they used to advertise on like sides of New York City buses. One of them is a big nude painting of a woman with a gorilla mask on, and it says next to it, "Do women have to be naked to get into the Met Museum?" And then below it says, "Less than 5% of the artists in the modern art sections are women, but 85% of the nudes are female." So they're actually a pretty cool group that still does stuff today, and like you never know who they are. They're completely anonymous. And then also there's a group called ACT UP, which is AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power. And they're a group that came out of the perpetuated stigmatization of gay men during the AIDS crisis. They formed in the mid-1980s to publicize the misconception of AIDS patients and the problems with the American healthcare industry. And they wanted to educate the public about responsible and safe sex. They argued that there's good and bad AIDS patients. So like a good AIDS patient is like a child or like a hemophiliac. A bad AIDS patient is like a gay man. So all of these kind of things strengthen homophobic beliefs. And And the group used things like, they had an art installation in the New York New Museum of Contemporary Art in 1987 called Let the Record Show, and they deployed statistics and had a big light fixture that said silence equals death. And they also had PSAs around the city that had similar messages. In light of this, I mentioned queercore in one of my last shows, and this is like a strain of punk that used sexuality as a point of departure into the punk scene and music. Queercore involved music and also cinema. Directors like John Waters, Derek Jarman, and Sadie Benning. Sadie Benning was actually 15 when she started making movies and films. So they're all pretty cool, and I'm going to play you a queercore group called the Butchies, and they're from North Carolina, and they formed in 1998. The 3 members of the group are deemed queercore crusaders. Here's 2 songs by the band the Butchies. There's She's So Lovely and Second Guess. So that was the Butchies. The next band I'm going to play actually includes members of Bikini Kill, Toby Vale, Kathy Wilcox, and Billy Karen, and also Molly Newman from Bratmobile. They're called the Frumpies. They were formed in 1992 in Olympia, Washington, and are a lo-fi punk band. I really like them. So this is a song called Be Good. Oops.
Wake me up in the middle of the night. Ask me what I'm gonna do. But it's the middle of the day, and not in your bedroom. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? Don't expect anything from me. That's all I ask of you. And be good. Be good. And if you like me, you won't mind. And if you like me, then say that you lost your mind.
Thank you. So that was the Frumpies with Be Good. Another cool artist I wanted to bring up is Coco Fusco, who actually came to Earlham last year. She's really influential performance artist, and she was involved. Her most famous piece was her and Guillermo Gomez Pena. Yeah, and it's called The Year of the White Bear and Two Undiscovered Amerindians Visit the West. They unveiled this project in 1992, and they were both in a cage and were dressed up in hyperbolic and stereotypic native costumes and stayed in a cage eating bananas and doing like ritual-esque dances. They were criticizing the human display and othering that is involved in colonialism, and they first did this at the Columbus Plaza in Madrid. And it was a celebration of Columbus's voyage to the New World. And she describes that the relationship between the audience and artist, she describes it in her book, English is Broken Here. She says, quote, "The cage became a blank screen onto which audiences projected their fantasies of who and what we were. As we assumed the stereotypical role of the domesticated savage, many audience members felt entitled to assume the role of colonizer, only to find themselves uncomfortable with the implications of the game," unquote. I think that's a really cool thing, and I've been looking at a lot of pictures and things that else she's done, and I think it's really fascinating. She did come to Earlham, and I didn't get to see her, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, so I'm really fascinated by all the things I've been finding with all of the research I've been doing, so I'm like really into it. I'm going to play a song now by Bratmobile because I'm bringing it back to my heart and joy, which brought me here, and it's called Queenie. And then I'm going to play another song, but I'll tell you what Queenie is first. So here's Queenie by Bratmobile.
Hip kids know just where to go. I'm the one who tells them so. Hip kids know just where to go. I'm the one who tells them so. Hip kids know just where to go. I'm the one who tells them so. Sweeter than sugar, cuter than pie. I'm the apple of his eye. Sweeter than sugar, cuter than pie. I'm the apple of his eye. Sweeter than sugar, cuter than pie. I'm the apple of his eye. Hip kids know just where to go. I'm the one who tells them so. Hip kids know just where to go. I'm the one who tells them so. Hip kids know just where to go. I'm the one who tells them so. Hip kids know just where to go. I'm the one who tells them so. Hip kids know just where to go. I'm the one who tells them so. Sweeter than sugar, cuter than pie. I'm the apple of his eye. Queenie is my name.
So that song was by Bratmobile. And I was talking to my professor the other day about music. And they brought up the fact that the Go-Go's were a really big influence of like bands like Bratmobile. Like they've said, the artists of Bratmobile have said that the Go-Go's have been really influential in their music. And when I think of the Go-Go's, I think of like the songs that come to mind, like we got the beat, we, you know, that song. But actually there's like a lot of songs that like sound very similar to like Bratmobile and other bands that were specifically like punky Riot Grrrl kind of bands. So I'm going to play you a song called, it's actually a live song called Johnny, Are You Queer? And this is by the Go-Go's. So here's Johnny, Are You Queer?
This next song is about, I think it's what every girl goes through. It's about falling in love with a guy and finding out that he's gay afterwards. And it's called Johnny, Are You Queer?
Before I play the next song, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Just quickly, I don't know, actually, don't know too much about this band, but I found the Luna Chicks, and this song is called Say What You Mean. Yeah, so here are the Luna Chicks.
What you think, how you feel,
So I got a call while I was playing the Go-Go's, and they said that I would really like the song Julie's Blanket by Mary's Danish. So I'm going to go ahead and play that. I found a song on YouTube, and it's like it's an official music video, so if it's fuzzy or anything, hopefully it's not. But here is Mary's Danish with Julie's Blanket. I've never heard this before, so I'm looking forward to hearing it. Thank you, caller, for giving this recommendation. Thank you a lot for that request. I really, really liked that song. Cool. Back to some of the things that I found in my research of performance art. There is an artist, Annie Sprinkle, that comes to mind because we learned about her in one of my classes in my senior capstone. And she was an artist who was super controversial. She was actually a professional sex worker in a number of arenas. She was a porn star, in fact, but she used performance art as a way to complicate how we view women's sexuality. And sex work and the porn industry, female sexuality is viewed in a completely different light than it is when it's used for an artistic purpose. It's often censored or deemed obscene, like different things. So sexuality is a very complicated thing, specifically for women in terms of like how it's, in what kind of way it's used. She's a great example of female performance artists using their gendered and sexed bodies as a main point for their work. And sex work has been an area of contention for feminists, having split into very polarized groups, either like for it or against it for the cause of feminism. Like Catherine McKinnon and Andrea Dworkin are often cited for their strict anti-pornography stance and work. And there was another side of the argument that created a big divide, and it was harmful for kind of like the solidification and the foundation for feminist arguments, kind of a feminist standpoint. So Kathleen Hanna also got a lot of crap for being a stripper, to help pay for her career as an artist, which doesn't pay a lot. And a lot of her work, her music and everything was about, and her poetry, she did slam poetry as well, but it was about her body and its relation to sexuality and power and like sexual agency. So in similar ways, I think Annie Sprinkle and Hannah were both controversial due to their work in the sex industry, but also really influential in the ways that they use that in their own art. In a similar conversation with female sexuality, Karen Finley was an artist that was actually very big in the Bay Area punk scene and used her body as performance art pieces for performance art pieces. She would recite provocative monologues and poetry in intense disco beats and spoken word and in a spoken word style. And she used her body as parts of the performance. Like she would often like pour things on her naked body, talking about things that were like illegal abortions and like violent sex acts and things like that. And I think she did a lot of really controversial stuff. But she also did like a lot of music related things because she was so involved in like the punk scene. She did a lot of work with different artists like Sinead O'Connor. I'm actually going to play you a remix of a song that Sinead O'Connor made with Karen Finley called Jump in the River. You can hear Karen Finley's voice in the beginning, squealing a little bit, and then throughout the song, and then at the end she does this poetry, and I think it's a little jarring, and I think that was kind of her thing. She like often like was either like very humorous or like a little intense. I mean, she was always like a little intense, and you can tell by the way she uses her voice, but it could be a little shocking, and it might be a little triggering as well, so I just want to warn you about that. So this is a remix of Sinead O'Connor's Jump in the River song featuring Karen Finley. So, here we go.
Just because of what they said, the world is laid eggs in their hide, but not in my head. And if you said jump in a river, I mean because it would probably be a good idea. You're not supposed to be here. twisted, twisted good. Twist that silky scarf. Will you sell those ties on Madison Ave and you work me good. And you perform that magic trick good by taking that silk tie, oiled, knotted, pull it out of my ass. Let me come, let me come.
So that was Sinead O'Connor and Karen Finley. So I don't know if it was as weird as I made it sound, but it was like, it's a little interesting. But I really think that like people doing like out of this kind of, she made a name for herself doing these like wild, kind of like shocking things that I think is a really cool thing in performance art. And I think that's what gets it known. So I don't know. I think she's really cool. She was also in Playboy. So in the same kind of ways that like Annie Sprinkle was a porn star and like Kathleen Hanna was a stripper, like in the ways that like there's like, she was in Karen Finley was in Playboy the same year that she was in Ms. Magazine. So it's like she like navigates these like things about sexuality, and I think in a way that like I don't really know. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I think it's really fascinating to me. So yeah, another artist, a contemporary artist that I found by this website that was like top 10 performance artists currently that you should know. Her name is Jess Dobkin, and she's from Ontario, and she does a lot of different work with video and performances. There's one called Flowers, in which she lays in a bed naked and lip syncs to a song called You Don't Bring Me Flowers, which has Barbra Streisand and then some Neil Diamond, I think. And so she sings one part, and then there's a camera in front of her vagina, and with eyes on her vagina, like little like sticky eyes, she like lips her vagina sing the other part, like by her moving the lips. So I think that's pretty funny. She has like a very like also like kind of comedic style of things, kind of like bringing things to light with like getting people engaged in that way. She also has a piece called Lactation Station, in which she invites people in the audience to taste samples of breast milk that were donated as samples by lactating women, and she hoped to spark a dialogue about this part of motherhood that's like super interesting to talk about, I think. And a lot of her work has to do with female sexuality and queerness. There's this one, what is it called? I forget. It's like she has her breasts put into this like wall, like, and she has mouths, like she has like them painted as faces, and she's having them talk to each other. And below it talks about stuff about queer identity and like you can't put me into this, you can't identify me in this way, and it has all these labels. I think it's really cool, and she kind of like tries to destabilize stereotypes and norms with her creative performances involving her body as a part of the show, as like puppets or like things that she moves with. So I think that's really cool. So Jess Dobkin. There's a lot of other really cool artists that came to mind, like Yoko Ono. Like Yoko Ono gets a lot of like flack because of like the Beatles and blah blah blah, you're breaking up the Beatles, but Yoko Ono's done some crazy things. Like there's this one time she like sat in a room with a pair of scissors and clothes, and she invited people to come and trim the clothes off of her body, and it started to get like, the more people got into it, the more like you could see different aspects of like how bodies can be treated in the way that like they started like really taking up substantial amounts of her clothing, like things like that. I think it's very interesting work. There's a lot of really cool people, like Cindy Sherman does a lot with like photography and like kind of hyperbolic images of like makeup and like different characters that she plays. There's different artists like Barbara Kruger, all these different people. And that's why I played in the beginning, I played that song Hot Topic by Latigra, and I think that has a lot of things. It just says all these really great artists. But before I go, I'm gonna leave you with a song. I guess I'm gonna play. What should I play? I think I'm gonna play. I don't really know why I like the song. It's by the Voodoo Queens, which was also another British band, I think. And it's called Kanawi Head, and it's about Keanu Reeves. And I found it, and I was like, why is this a song? But it was like about Keanu Reeves, and I can't quite tell what it's about yet. But I'm going to play that for you and then leave you with that because I am out of time for today. But hopefully next week, next week I'm going to bring you a kind of history of like punk itself and how that came about, and like to look at some things about Riot Grrrl that came out of a punk movement and what that means for Riot Grrrl and what that means for the critiques and criticism of Riot Grrrl and all that kind of stuff. So look forward to that. Right now, here is Kanawi Head by Voodoo Queens. Alrighty, thank you for listening tonight, guys. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye-bye.